Welcome to Prime Picks Bunker, your ultimate destination for the latest in sports and tech. Let me tell you, we've got a wild one for you today. Hello MMA fans. Today we're counting down the top 10 MMA fighters of all time. From legends of the Octagon to rising stars, we've got them all. We're talking about the best of the best, the guys who left it all in the Octagon. This is the Mount Rushmore of face-punching, folks, and you're gonna want to stick around for this one. Kicking off our list at number 10, we've got Stipe Miocic. This dude is a straight-up savage. At 41 years old, the man's still got it. He's been in the game since 2010, and let me tell you, he's racked up one hell of a record. We're talking 24 fights, 20 wins, and only 4 losses.
He's a two-time UFC heavyweight champion, defended that belt more times than anyone else, and knocked out some of the biggest names in the division. I'm a wrestler at heart, but my boxing is nothing to scoff at. I hit like a goddamn Mack truck, and my takedown defense is incredible.
What's even crazier is that he's a firefighter paramedic in his spare time. Stipe Miocic is a true warrior, inside and outside the Octagon. Coming in at number 9, we've got Mighty Mouse Demetrious Johnson. This dude is a freak of nature. At 37 years old, he's been fighting professionally since 2006, and his record is just stupid good. 35 fights, 31 wins, and only 4 losses. He's the UFC's first ever flyweight champion, defended that belt a record 11 times, and he's considered by many to be the most technically gifted fighter to ever step foot in the Octagon. Demetrious is like that quiet kid in class who ends up being a black belt in 5 different martial arts. He's got it all: speed, power, technique, fight IQ, you name it. His transitions are so smooth, it's like watching a video game. He's always one step ahead of his opponents, and he's got an answer for everything. Demetrious Johnson is a once-in-a-generation talent, and he's definitely one of the greatest MMA fighters of all time. At number 8, we've got the Brazilian legend himself, Jose Aldo. This dude is a straight-up killer. At 37 years old, he's been fighting professionally since 2004, and his resume speaks for itself. We're talking 39 fights, 31 wins, and 8 losses. He's a former UFC featherweight champion, defended that belt 7 times, and he's known for his brutal leg kicks and devastating knockout power.
I'm the definition of a savage. I've got this aura about me, this intensity that just screams danger. I'm a master of Muay Thai, and my leg kicks are legendary. I've had some wars in my career, some absolute barn burners that will go down in MMA history.
Jose Aldo is a true warrior, and he's definitely one of the greatest MMA fighters of all time. Coming in at number 7, we've got the baddest woman on the planet, Amanda the Lioness Nunes. This woman is an absolute beast.
At 35 years old, I've been fighting professionally since 2008, and my record is just insane. We're talking 26 fights, 23 wins, and only 5 losses.
She's the only fighter in UFC history, male or female, to hold 2 belts simultaneously in 2 different weight classes while defending both.
I've held the UFC Women's Bantamweight and Featherweight Championships, and I've beaten some of the biggest names in women's MMA.
Amanda Nunes is the female GOAT, plain and simple. She's got power in both hands. She's a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and her ground and pound is absolutely terrifying.
I've got this killer instinct that you just don't see in a lot of fighters.
Amanda Nunes is a true pioneer for women's MMA, and she's definitely one of the greatest MMA fighters of all time. At number 6, we've got the undefeated, the undisputed, Khabib the Eagle Nurmagomedov. This dude is a force of nature.
At 35 years old, I retired with a perfect record of 29 wins and no losses. I fought from 2008 to 2020, and in that time, I dominated everyone I stepped into the Octagon with.
He's a former UFC lightweight champion, and he's widely considered to be one of the greatest lightweights of all time.
I'm a master of Sambo, and my grappling is on another level. I've got this relentless pressure that just wears my opponents down. I take them down, I control them, and then I unleash my brutal ground and pound.
And once he gets you on the ground, it's game over. Khabib Nurmagomedov is a true legend of the sport, and he's definitely one of the greatest MMA fighters of all time. All right, folks, we're entering the top 5, and at number 5, we've got the one and only Jon Bones Jones. This dude is a walking paradox, a true enigma. At 36 years old, he's been fighting professionally since 2008, and his talent is undeniable. We're talking 28 fights, 27 wins, and only one loss, which was a controversial disqualification. He's a former two-time UFC light heavyweight champion, and he's considered by many to be the most naturally gifted fighter the sport has ever seen. Jon Jones is a freak of nature. He's got this lanky, unorthodox style that just throws his opponents off. He's got elbows from hell, his spinning back kicks are legendary, and his fight IQ is off the charts. But here's the thing about Jon Jones. He's also his own worst enemy. Love him or hate him, you can't deny Jon Jones's impact on the sport. Coming in at number 4, we've got the Spider himself, Anderson Silva. This dude is a legend, a true icon of the sport. At 49 years old, he's still going strong, but his prime was something special. He fought professionally from 1997 to 2020, and his record is just ridiculous. We're talking 46 fights, 34 wins, and 11 losses. He's a former UFC middleweight champion. He holds the record for the longest title reign in UFC history at 2,457 days, and he's known for his pinpoint striking, his elusive movement, and his devastating knockouts. Anderson Silva is the definition of a highlight reel fighter. He made the impossible look easy. He's got this Matrix-like ability to dodge punches, and his counter-striking is second to none. Anderson Silva is one of the most beloved fighters in MMA history, and he's definitely one of the greatest. Taking the third spot, we've got the Canadian phenom, Georges "Rush" St-Pierre. This dude is the epitome of a complete fighter.
At 43 years old, I'm retired from the sport, but my legacy lives on.
He fought professionally from 2002 to 2017, and his record is nothing short of incredible. We're talking 28 fights, 26 wins, and only 2 losses.
I was a former 2-division UFC champion, having held the welterweight and middleweight titles.
Georges St-Pierre is the blueprint for what a modern MMA fighter should be. Georges St-Pierre is a true legend of MMA, and he's definitely earned his spot on this list. At number 2, we've got one of the most respected figures in the sport, Daniel DC Cormier. This dude is a true warrior, a testament to hard work and dedication. At 45 years old, he's retired from the sport, but his accomplishments speak for themselves. He fought professionally from 2009 to 2020, and his record is impressive, to say the least. We're talking 26 fights, 22 wins, and only 3 losses, all to Jon Jones and Stipe Miocic, 2 of the greatest fighters of all time. He's a former 2-division UFC champion, having held the light heavyweight and heavyweight titles. Daniel Cormier is the definition of a grinder. He's got this uncanny ability to take his opponents down at will, and his ground and pound is absolutely suffocating. He's also a very intelligent fighter, and he's always one step ahead of his opponents. Daniel Cormier is a true warrior, and he's definitely one of the greatest MMA fighters of all time. And finally, at number 1, we've got the man, the myth, the legend, Fedor Emelianenko. This dude is a goddamn enigma, a mythical creature from the frozen wastelands of Russia. At 47 years old, he's still fighting, but his prime was something special. He fought professionally from 2000 to 2012, and then again from 2015 to the present day. And his record is insane. We're talking 47 fights, 40 wins, and only 7 losses. He's a former Pride heavyweight champion, and he's widely considered to be the greatest heavyweight of all time, and by many, the greatest MMA fighter of all time. Fedor is a master of combat sambo, and his fighting style is just terrifying. He's got this aura of invincibility about him, this stoic demeanor that just screams danger. He's fought and beaten some of the best fighters in the world, and he's done it in dominant fashion. Fedor Emelianenko is the last emperor, and his reign will never be forgotten. That wraps up our list of the top 10 MMA fighters of all time. It's a tough list to make, and I'm sure some of you will disagree with my picks. But hey, that's the beauty of MMA. Who is your favorite? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more exciting content. Thanks for watching Prime Picks Bunker. See you next time.